Here on the ground in Kozhikode at the Kerala Lit Fest, apart from books and literature, one of the big talking points, of course, has been the tragic death by suicide of a man called Deepak, accused of sexual harassment by a young woman who was traveling on a bus with him and who then filmed multiple videos of him making this allegation. The videos themselves do not show anything clear at all. In fact, bystanders on the bus said his elbow probably brushed against her clothes quite by accident. But it has raised large and uneasy questions about the entire debate of the safety of women in public spaces. We're going to talk to a number of young women on how they are seeing this entire debate. Many of them are students and they have to use public transport all the time themselves. Hi, tell us your name.
Hi, I'm Anaga.
And you're a student.
Yes, I'm.
So, have you been following this case where a woman has been arrested for abetment to suicide, Shimjita, because she filmed this man Deepak, and the videos themselves don't seem to show anything at all, and he then died by suicide. What do you must have been talking about this. What do you all say?
Yeah, in past weeks we all are talking about that incident, and we all know that we can't judge anything because we don't know we don't know the real side actually. But when all the things that we hear, we can see that it is the manipulated one, and
So you're saying we don't know the complete story?
I don't know how can we judge, but what is the real.
But the videos that have come so far,
So
they didn't seem to show anything according to me.
in my opinion, I am against that misused one
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
But so far, we can't judge anything.
But based the video you see, you feel that she misused the videos.
Yeah, I think she misused the law actually.
She misused the law. What do you say? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Mariam. So what I think is that actually, if something like that, if an uncomfortable situation like that arises, instead of actually, just shooting, she just had to report the authorities, or if there is any, the in charge of the bus, the driver or anyone, actually, because, the thing that here actually happened is that before the correct verification of what had happened, the public is actually judging the event, and so
So you're saying if she felt something, she should have involved the police.
yeah, actually, yes.
The videos she released, she later deleted them, but you must have seen them. Do you
Yeah.
feel the video showed any evidence of harassment?
No, I actually don't. Maybe if there is anything real happened, it could have been happened before, right? So we can't actually see anything. Also, while checking the CCTV, as they told, there is actually no evidence from that. That is what we have heard.
And don't you think that public harassment is a very real issue? And when women do this, they actually undermine the cause. They make it difficult for women who actually go through this to raise their voice.
Yes, exactly. If something like this occurs, like when something, any sexual harassment or any misconduct occurs again, and then the actual victims, the genuine victims, they'll be very scared because others won't believe what they're actually telling.
Now, is this a peril of living in the age of social media? Some people are saying this was trial by social media. Others are saying that the woman did this only to increase her follower count. What's your name?
My name is Nantana.
Yeah, tell me how you see this.
I don't see this as I don't know the whole scenario. First of all, I've seen this video, I've followed this case, but I feel like, what if she felt that something's wrong? Like, before she filmed, what if she felt something's wrong with his touch or approach? So that's when she started filming. And then when she started filming, he must have stopped doing it, or I don't know. I don't see anything in that video specifically,
Mm.
but
But in the video, some people have said she was smiling.
yeah, she does look a bit confident and she is smiling. But if she is fabricating this, she's also, she's putting both men and women at this very, what do I say? In a very, if another woman goes through the same, she might think twice before reacting, right? What if I'll have to also go through all these things that she went through? She's in jail right now, so that might create a sense of fear in other women before reacting.
And that's the real tragedy, right? I'm just going to stand up for a bit. That's the real tragedy here, because it's not as if women don't experience this. Each one of us has experienced violation in public spaces. But for us to raise our voices, those voices are actually weakened by what's happened here. I'm going to ask you to stand up and tell me, what's your name?
My name is Danyapriya.
You're a student?
Yes.
What do you make of what's happened? Have you had this experience in public transport for genuinely?
Yes, I feel like almost every woman would have experienced it at least once in her life.
Yeah.
And personally, we've heard stories about it happening with other people. We've read about it, we've seen videos, but when it happened to me, genuinely, it was a moment where you would freeze and it's like, oh, it's something that actually happens. It's something that could happen to me, and it is happening to me. And it usually happens during a train ride, and it's not.
And how do you react when it actually happens?
At that moment, actually, I've been in Kerala for like maybe 3 years now.
Where are you from?
I've been born and brought up in UAE.
Okay.
So I've heard stories about this, and when I've actually experienced it, I couldn't react. I was in the mode of processing the whole experience. It wasn't necessarily, you can't categorize it as a moderate event or like a very harsh event, but I would say for me it was a mild experience, but still, it's still wrong, and we should act against it, and I wasn't able to.
So, of course, we should act against it when it happens for real. But I think the big question, if I can ask you to join us, the big question is, did anything happen here, or was this woman doing this to increase her follower count?
Actually, we cannot say that. We cannot, we cannot assert that nothing happened, because in that video, it's not clear. Like, I've seen this man's elbow accidentally brushing her, and maybe something would have happened actually.
But the police say that she had 7 videos. If there was an incriminating video, don't you think she would have put out the strongest video?
Yeah. If she manipulated this whole situation, I think this is a very big tragedy, because it, women should not put other women down. They are supposed to empower others. So if she manipulated this whole situation, the future victims, those who want to speak up, will have this fear of being silenced, or being the one who are lying.
So if this woman has manipulated everything, she's actually hurt women everywhere.
Yes, because this is not, we are supposed to stand with the truth. Most of the cases, even now, it's a really big controversy, because men are supporting this guy, but they never did that. Okay, there is this online session. There's this, men are on one side and women are on the other, and there's this memes going around with men wanting a separate bus for themselves, and how they are scared of women. But we've been facing this problem for centuries. No one raised a voice then. Why is this an issue right now?
So I think we need to be able to say that the truth is, let me sit with you here. The truth is, as you said, that women have been facing this, and nobody can take away the fact that women are violated in public spaces. But as feminists, as women and men who stand up for the right to safety in public spaces, every time somebody makes a trivialization out of it, and in this case, a tragic loss of life appears to have been the consequence of this trivialization, it hurts women everywhere. But in Kerala, they remind us that there was an actor, Nandita Sankara, who in 2023, she complained about a man masturbating on a bus. She filmed it, nobody believed her. And then 2 years later, the man did the same thing again. I don't know if you're familiar with this case.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but in this particular case, I think the big question is this like somebody, an influencer, trying to raise their follower counts?
Personally, when I saw the video, I had a bias, to be honest, because just last week I had 2 incidents where a man tried to touch me, right, inappropriately. So,
You were on a bus?
yes, I was on a bus, KSRTC bus, and on the first incident, the bus was kind of empty, but on the second one, I was going back to my home from college, and it was a very congested type. So at first, when this happened, right, I tried to think, okay, fine, this is just a crowded bus, right? So this is unintentional, right? But then again, like after 20 minutes, I get the same feeling that this man is trying to touch me. So when I saw this video, I was like, okay, this could happen. I know this is wrong for me to
I mean,
have.
it seemed very plausible because everyone's gone through it.
Yes. So when I saw this video, I was like, okay, maybe no. Before I saw this video, I had this.
Before you saw the video. But when you
Yeah.
saw the video,
When I saw the video, I couldn't feel like I didn't feel like he did something. To be honest, again, the bus is moving around, right? So controlling your own movements is really hard at that time.
yeah, I know. Firstly, thank you for sharing your own experience. But I kind of come from that school of thought that our instinct is to believe women, right? Because we've all gone through this. So your first instinct is to believe women. But when I saw the video, and then I felt like, I went to meet the parents of this man, and it was really sad because they live in a small home. The mother is a homemaker. The father works in a battery recharge shop. They're absolutely alone. This man had been married and divorced. He was looking to get married again. Again, the police will have to investigate. But going just by the video, I'm not convinced that this is about harassment. Going by the video.
Personally, I don't think that he did something wrong. Watching the video, I didn't feel like he did anything at all. But the thing is that I do feel like she must have felt uncomfortable with something or the other, like before filming or whatever. Like I cannot say this is the fact,
Oh.
but this is a feeling because we've been through over and over again. Like every
Have you experienced this?
Yes, I travel by bus, and this has been so normalized lately because we go through this all the time. So this is so normalized now. I feel like that, even though it is very traumatizing, this is kind of normalized in society. That happens to every woman,
Yeah.
kind of scenario. So when I watched that video, my first instinct was that she must have felt uncomfortable about something or the other. That might have been the cause of filming, or you know.
So, some men are asking for a men's commission. You want to stand up and tell us what you think about that? You can also stand up. What do you think about this demand for a men's commission?
Actually, just like men call women pseudo feminists, there are also pseudo men who fight for causes that are not that necessary. Even men face harassments in the bus, which are not, they don't talk about that. It's often suppressed, but yeah, they can have this commission. But rather than highlighting the fact that this women manipulated this whole situation, maybe they should also have the sympathy for other victims who have faced this.
They actually generalized, like by telling that all women are like this. They actually generalized. So people who are actually taking the video, they also no one actually believes them. There are also other
So you
videos.
feel that you must have seen these memes. So there are these memes in Kerala now where men are riding buses and they have cardboard boxes around them to sort of, mock this suggestion of accidentally brushing against women. What do you think of these memes?
These memes are actually against women, which I earlier told about, women who raise these genuine concerns regarding this. So actually, we've all heard this quote that women are the enemies of other women. So this is actually happening right now.
So basically, I think most women here are able to distinguish. Is she also with you? No. Most women here are able to distinguish between a woman who may have manipulated videos to do what's called followers farming, but also the genuine battles that women fight. If this woman has lied, as the video seems to suggest, what punishment is appropriate?
I don't think it's our place to say what punishment would be appropriate for this situation. It should be kept in the hands of the law. But I do believe if she did lie, she literally took away a man's life. So I don't think it's right at all from her part. And she should be made to understand that there are consequences to such actions.
And how do we remain focused on the genuine issue of women's safety in public spaces? I was talking to them about the memes. You must have seen the memes of men with cardboard boxes and buses.
Yeah, of course. I feel like what the shit actually they are doing. Like we are as all women are suffocating with these abuses over these years, and when something happened to a man, they are acting like I don't know how to express that. They are what they are doing. like they are covering cardboards and clothes and get into the bus and
Yeah,
what? They are overreacting.
they're actually overreacting the situation.
They're overreacting, maybe trivializing
They're
real.
victimizing themselves actually.
They are.
Victimizing themselves. They're victimizing the gender actually. Yeah.
You want to add to that? How do we see? It's a very commonsensical thing, according to me. The right for a woman to safety in public spaces is paramount, and women have a right to speak up upon that. But women do not have a right to trivialize this very real battle, which appears to be, again, the police will have to have the final word on that, which appears to be what's happened here. Appears to be. I will say it carefully. Last thoughts. I'm going to ask all of you. Have you ever experienced a violation in a public transport?
Yes, of course. Like I mentioned before.
You have. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yes.
Have you?
I have.
You haven't. Have you?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Have I? Yes. So I think that's the point. I don't actually know any woman who hasn't experienced that. But the way to raise our voices on it is not to undermine the debate to an extent that today you have weakened. I would say you have this case has weakened the fight of women everywhere. But you've heard these eloquent women, very fair minded, very blunt, very outspoken. And I think that we leave you today with their images and also a reminder that public transport and the right to safety in public transport is a fundamental right. But the way to talk about it is not a trial by social media, and it's certainly not slander without evidence, because that only weakens the battle that women have been fighting and like minded men have been fighting for years. Here on the ground in Kerala with Ria and Anoop, Barkha Dutt for Mojo Story.